Alright, welcome to What We Learn with Picks and Bans, with Game 1 of CLG vs. TIP. Here we go. We just got a nice triple threat comp coming out of CLG, and Team Impulse is finishing up their mid lane with a little pseudo protected Kog'Maw coming here. And a Lulu. No pseudo anymore. This is full blown protected Kog'Maw. So, what are we against here? Counter logic. They got the Olaf, Azir, Tristana. Damage is fine. Their pressure range is pretty long, and their burst sort of threat they have going after Apollo is So Tip's threat range is a little bit longer just because of the Kog'Maw once it gets up to par. But before that it's sort of equal. But at the end of the game it's going threat towards Tip. Engage. Olaf, Echo, Braum, that's pretty good. Yushin, Alistar. Red side protected Kog'Maw comps aren't really looking for engage, although they have it, but it's not that strong. Their engage, honestly, actually the engage is about equal, because Alistar running in with Shen is almost like just as strong as Olaf running in. Like, it's nothing surprising, and they also have the E flank, so it's gonna be interesting. Poke and heal. Victor poke versus Kog'Maw poke. It's kind of equal there. There's no strong advantage between either side, either team comp, so it's not too much of a big deal. Now Braum has like a pseudo pick. Tip doesn't really have pseudo pick or any pick. Echo, his CC is after the zone put down, so it's not really like a pick. It's more of an engage. So no one really has any pick, so we're gonna actually probably see some good team fights here because no one's gonna be caught out really. Alright, so who's gonna engage? CLG is gonna engage, and look at that. They just have the Olaf, and they're gonna go in, and that's fine. CLG can engage. That's what they want to do, and that's basically the sort of the counter to the comp. So the fight. Tip. So Tip's gonna need to basically protect Kog'Maw from the Olaf with shields while Kog'Maw tries to kill Olaf, and it's gonna be really hard from Tip's point of view. They're gonna need Eve or somebody to occupy Tristana or Victor, and Alistar's gonna have to like hope the Victor or the Tristana doesn't get in range to burst Kog'Maw at the same time that Olaf is there. Because if they sync that up, I don't think the shields are gonna save him. There's a lot of burst damage, a lot of high pressure damage coming out of CLG, and Tip really needs Kog'Maw to be doing damage and alive in order to win any sort of fight. And this is probably going to be a big issue with CLG, or with Tip's comp. So shields and zone. He's gonna have to shield and zone. CLG and then pressure. They're gonna just pressure. They don't really need to look for the engage. They just pressure with Kog'Maw. Try to fight the burst. And like I was saying, CLG is gonna just Olaf and try to burst Kog'Maw with Victor. So Olaf / Victor. Olaf and Victor need to burst Kog'Maw. Hopefully Echo can get in there too and put down CC so he's not a big deal. And Tristana should because they have a lot of damage between the two of them, Tristana can like kind of deal with Eve out on the outskirts. They can decide whatever is more threatening or more of an issue, and Braum can sit back and protect Tristana from anyone basically. So it's pretty easy. And Tip's comp's pretty easy. They've been running it a lot. Who's actually gonna win this? Who do I think has the better comp? I think Tip has a full-blown. They have a full-blown protected Kog'Maw comp. They have good vision control out of Eve. They have the pressure. Everything else is pretty much equal. CLG doesn't particularly have any advantage besides damage, which is huge because damage is the most important quality that you can have. Um, but I think TIP is probably going to be able to protect the Kog'Maw. And I don't think it's gonna. This is really close. I really like these picks and bans. I think this is fantastic. But we're gonna give it like a 55 towards Tip, and that's how it basically looks. I think Tip has a better comp, and yeah, they did a very nice job. Well, CLG did a good job too. There really isn't anything wrong with their comp. I just think protect the Kog'Maw with Lulu is stronger.